Hey guys, what's up? Connor from the Connor and Landon Show here, coming to you guys with part 8 of my CD collection update video, where I show my entire CD collection. Last time I did this was a year ago, and I said I would do this every 2 months, and, well, I lied. So, yeah, gonna be showing my CD collection for the 8th time. By the way, a little update on something. If you're a fan of this channel, or if you're a person who watches this channel, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And if you're not, you don't know what I'm talking about. But me and Landon, the other person on this channel, recently, I think it was about 2 days ago, or yesterday, whenever this video gets uploaded, we went to go see the movie Interstellar, the new Christopher Nolan movie, like the space drama movie and all that stuff. We saw that, and then we made a review of it, which is a new thing that we're going to be starting. Where if we go see a movie and all that, right after the movie, we're barely going to talk to each other. We're going to go in his car or in my car, depending on who drove to who drove to the movie, and we're going to sit down, start the camera, and film ourselves talking about the movie all the way home, and then act pretty much like a review and all that stuff, like directly after the movie. So look for that whenever it's going to be. That was supposed to be the pilot episode of it, but my phone decided to be a douchebag and not record any audio, and if that video got uploaded, well, this is all you would get. Yeah, so obviously not a formal review you would want to see about a movie, because you'd probably want to hear what the person's saying about it, but in short, that movie's awesome, and it's probably my favorite movie of this year. It's probably my favorite movie this year, and probably one of my favorite new movies of all time, so yeah. Anyways, back to the main point of the video, CD collection part 8. In the comments, leave which albums you want me to get, which albums you want me to review, and which albums I should listen to. I also on vinyl, so any albums you want me to get on vinyl, also just leave that in the comments, and enjoy the video. Alright, so CD collection. First up, we got the first rack, or first row of CDs, which has Green Day, the studio albums, 1990 to 2009. Quattro, The Making of Uno, Dos, and Trey. Trey. Uno. Dos. Awesome as Fuck. 21st Century Breakdown. 21st Century Breakdown. I'm 17 and my voice still cracks. I hate that. Bullet in a Bible. American Idiot, which I actually own the real CD physical copy, because for a while I didn't, because I had the real CD, but I had to make like the cover and all that stuff because I lost that. Shenanigans. International Super Hits. Warning. Nimrod. Insomniac. Dookie, their best album. Kerplunk. 1039 Smooth Out Slappy Hours, or 1039 Smooth Out Slappy Hours. As you can tell, I like Green Day. They're kind of my favorite band. Then we got Led Zeppelin, Mothership, Physical Graffiti, Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we got Hollywood Undead, Notes from the Underground. I'm sorry, I hate Hollywood Undead now. Well, they're that album. Then we got American Tragedy, Desperate Measures, Swan Songs, which is a good album by them, surprisingly. Then we got Rise Against, The Black Market, Van Halen, A Different Kind of Truth, 1984, and Harley Davidson, Motorcycles, Road Songs. And then on the second half of that row, because it's a giant rack, so there's two parts to it, we got The Offspring, Americana. I hope I don't butcher this album name too terribly, but Ixnay on the Ombre, correct me if I'm wrong. Then we got All Time Low, Nothing Personal. The All American Rejects, Kids in the Street. When the World Comes Down. Move Along, their best album. And then the self-titled debut. Then we got Fort Minor, The Rising Tide. Linkin Park, The Hunting Party. Living Things. 1,000 Suns. Minutes to Midnight. Meteora. And Hybrid Theory. Then we got Bullet from My Valentine, Scream Aim Fire. Blink-182, The Dogs Eating Dogs EP. Neighborhoods. The Greatest Hits album. The self-titled album. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Enema of the State. Dude Ranch. And Cheshire Cat. Then we got the Sound City soundtrack from the Sound City movie, Sound City Reel to Reel. And then we got the newest album by the Foo Fighters, which recently my vinyl for this came in, Sonic Highways. It also came with a t-shirt, and I might show that sometime in the video. Yeah, no, I'm not, never mind. But I got the Forever cover, which is that right there. Imagine that part right there being the album cover. Look it up. Then we got my favorite album by the Foo Fighters, Wasting Light. It's their masterpiece, in my opinion. Then The Color and the Shape, bonus track version. Then we have Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf, another masterpiece, by the way. The Goo Goo Dolls, Dizzy Up the Girl, saw them in concert, by the way. Then we got Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather, Michael Jackson, Escape, Dangerous, Thriller, AC/DC, Back in Black, and last but not least, Highway to Hell. Then on the next row we have. Alright, so second half. By the way, I just want to add that. I just want to say this right now. The most annoying part of making these videos is having to put the CDs back on the rack when I'm done filming. It's really fucking annoying. And it takes forever because I'm kind of OCD about these things. Anyways, we got Elvis Presley, 50 Worldwide Gold Hits, Parts 1 and 2. The Black Keys, El Camino. Don't kill me for that being the only Black Keys album that I own. Then I got the Beatles, Let It Be. Then we got my favorite album of all time, Abbey Road. I agree with Consequences Sound. This is the greatest album ever made. The Beatles, Yellow Submarine. Don't know why I just said the Beatles. You already know it's a Beatles album. Then we got the White Album. Magical Mystery Tour, the greatest album of all time. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Revolver, my new second favorite album by the Beatles. Then we got Yesterday and Today. By the way, if you want to look for a cover of this album, I have one right there. That's the Butcher cover, as it's aptly named. Yes, I have a flashlight. I don't have good lighting in this room, so yeah. Okay, and then we go. Oh, fuck. Sorry, blooper. Fuck it. Alright, so yeah, we got Yesterday and Today. Then we got Rubber Soul. Help. Beatles 65. Something New. Hard Day's Night. Beatles' second album. Meet the Beatles. Please Please Me. 3 Beatles bootleg CDs or albums that got put on CD. The Beatles 1. We got Mudvayne, The New Game, LD50, Bush, 16 Stone. An album that is actually tied for album of the year with me with the new album by Jack White. Weezer, Everything Will Be Alright in the End. Go over to the Dookie Boys channel and watch my 33-minute review on that album, by the way. Then we got Death to False Metal, Hurley, The Mistake, known as Gratitude. I fucking hate this album. I'm just gonna say that right now. Then we got the Red album, the weirdest album by them, but it's okay. And the second worst album by them, which is Make Believe. It's terrible. Then the Green album, Pinkerton, which is the album that came out, that was the perfect album that came out at the wrong time. Everyone hated it in '96 for some reason. And then the masterpiece known as the Blue album. Then we got Toad the Wet Sprocket, 5 Live, Fear, and Pale. Then we get on to the second part of this rack, which has U2, All That You Can't Leave Behind, the best of 1980 to 1990. Also has the B-side album on it. Then we got their experimental electronic album, Zooropa. I don't speak German, but this album is called Achtung Baby. Correct me if I butchered that. And The Unforgettable Fire. Then we got probably my favorite album of this year, Jack White, Lazaretto. Then his debut solo album, Blunderbuss. The White Stripes, Icky Thump. Get Behind Me, Satan. Then Radiohead, The King of Limbs. And Rainbow is my favorite album by them. Hail to the Thief. Kid A. OK Computer, which is their best album, but not my favorite. And The Bends, my second favorite album by them. Then we have Shallow Bay, The Best of Breaking Benjamin. Phobia, which is their best album. It also has Dear Agony in there, but I lost the case for it. Then we got Saturate, which is their first album. Avenged Sevenfold, Hail to the King. Nightmare. And Waking the Fallen. We got Def Leppard, Euphoria, Hysteria, Daft Punk, Random Access Memories, then System of a Down, Mesmerize, Toxicity, Metallica, Death Magnetic, Injustice for All, Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning. We got Sugar Ray, In the Pursuit of Leisure, Floored, and last but certainly not least, one of the best progressive rock albums of all time, probably the best progressive rock album of all time, besides The Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall by Pink Floyd, Rush, 2112. Then we get on to the last 2.5 rows that I have, which have... Alright, so the last 2.5 CD racks have Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP 2, Deluxe Edition, Recovery, Curtain Call, The Hits, and the Marshall Mathers LP 1, one of the best hip-hop albums ever made. Arguably the best hip-hop album ever made, besides Paul's Boutique, Licensed to Ill by the Beastie Boys. Always used to think the album was called Licensed to Be Ill, but apparently I was wrong. Maroon 5, It Won't Be Soon Before Long. I like old Maroon 5, new Maroon 5 sucks. Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. The Dark Side of the Moon. And if you're not satisfied with that, and you think I'm a terrible person for downloading it, it's right there, and I own it on vinyl. And I'm thinking about buying an actual CD, but yeah. So there's that. But yeah, Dark Side of the Moon, amazing album. Then we got Nirvana, In Utero. They're my fourth favorite band of all time, so of course I have Nirvana. Then we have Incesticide. Nevermind. And Bleach. Then we got Pearl Jam, 10. The Stone Temple Pilots, Core. And Alice in Chains, Dirt. Then we got Seether, Finding Beauty in Negative Spaces. The Saving Abel self-titled release. 3 Days Grace, 1X. And we got In Excess, Kick. Real Big Fish, Why Do They Rock So Hard? AFI, December Underground. London Calling, The Clash, London Calling. Third Eye Blind, Blue. A Day to Remember, What Separates Me From You, and Homesick. And we got Bruno Mars, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. The Presidency of the United States of America, self-titled album. Kid Rock, Rock and Roll Jesus. Everclear, Songs from an American Movie, Volume 1, Learning How to Smile. Mumford & Sons, Sigh No More. Then we got Justin Timberlake, The 2020 Experience, Part 1 and Part 2. Okay, next row has on it The Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Depeche Mode, Violator. Music for the Masses. Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You. Tub Thumper, Chumbawamba. Or Chumbawamba, Tub Thumper. Then we got Slipknot, Point 5, The Grey Chapter. By the way, I saw Slipknot live. It was amazing. See the concert footage on the Dookie Boys. Then we got my favorite album by Slipknot, and their best album, of course, Iowa. Then The Killers, Sawdust. Finger 11, Them Versus You Versus Me. The Spider-Man soundtrack. Soil, True Self. Three Doors Down, Another 700 Miles. Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'm With You. Stadium Arcadium. Shinedown, Amaryllis. The Sound of Madness. Us and Them. Ecstasy, Oranges and Lemons. The Gorillas, Demon Days. Sum 41, I'll Kill Her No Filler. My Chemical Romance, Danger Days of True Lies of the Fabulous Killjoys. Black Parade. Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Then the 20th Century Masters Millennium Collection, the best of Whitesnake. Hinder, Extreme Behavior. Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. The Tron Legacy soundtrack. Tenacious D, Rise of the Phoenix. The Pick of Destiny. And the self-titled album. Coldplay, Milo Xyloto. Good Charlotte, The Young and the Hopeless. Self-titled album. The Lightning Seeds, Sense. And the Bare Naked Ladies, Everything to Everyone. And then finally, the last row, which literally barely has anything in it, we have Korn, Follow the Leader. Triple feature, which has the self-titled album, Life is Peachy, and Issues. And I know that Follow the Leader came before Issues, but those two. So, 2 to 1. Then we got Disturbed, The Sickness. No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. Nickelback, The Long Road. I should get rid of that. And Simple Plan, no pads, no helmets, just balls. Next, we have some CD cases, which have CDs in them, so those are. Alright, so now we get to the CD holders. I have 3 of them. One is a metal Vaults CD holder, which is completely filled up. A case-it one, which is like, I don't know, it's like a leather type thing, and it's completely filled up. And then I have another one, which is a Case Logic one, which is halfway filled up. So, I'm going to do this one first, the Vaults one. This one has The Doors, self-titled album, Strange Days, and then we have Slipknot, the self-titled album, Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses, All Hope Is Gone, then The Offspring, Smash, Rage Against the Machine, self-titled album, The Battle of Los Angeles, Crown the Empire, The Fallout, Tool, Undertow, and we got Korn's Greatest Hits, Volume 1, Queens of the Stone Age, Era Vulgaris, Like Clockwork, and Them Crooked Vultures, self-titled album. By the way, I actually do I've actually heard the entire Queens of the Stone Age discography, but I only cared to download 2 of their albums. Not saying that I don't love them, because they're like one of my favorite bands now. Then we have Avril Lavigne, Let Go, Under My Skin, Sum 41, Does This Look Infected, Screaming Bloody Murder, Fall Out Boy, From Under the Cork Tree, Save Rock and Roll, Smash Mouth, Astro Lounge, Motley Crue's Greatest Hits, Nevermind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols, in my opinion, greatest punk rock album of all time, Linkin Park, The Hybrid Theory EP, or Hybrid Theory, The Hybrid Theory EP, The Naked and Famous, Passive Me Aggressive You, 3 Days Grace's self-titled debut. We got the Foo Fighters' self-titled debut. And then There's Nothing Left to Lose, Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace, and the Greatest Hits album. Then we have Skillet, Comatose, Awake, and Rise. By the way, yes, I'm aware that Skillet is not new metal. I don't know why I put them under that. Queen, Greatest Hits, Queen's Greatest Hits. The White Stripes, White Blood Cells, Elephant, Sublime, self-titled album. Sublime with Rome, yours truly. Angels and Airwaves, the Love Album Part 1 and Part 2, Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil, self-titled album, which is my favorite album by them. Then we have Eminem, The Eminem Show, Relapse, his worst album. I really don't like that album. Trapped, self-titled album. The Police, The Very Best of Sting and the Police, and the Epic Rap Battles of History, Seasons 1 and 2. I don't know why I really have that, but yeah. Next, the K-Sit one, which has Audio Slave, the self-titled debut, Dead by Sunrise, Out of Ashes, Death for the World to See. By the way, it's the proto-punk band, not the death metal band. But I do like the death metal band. Leprosy is an amazing album. Same with Symbolic. Then we got Godsmack, Awake, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, Jimi Hendrix, The Best Of. Yeah. Kiss, self-titled debut, Dress to Kill, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and the 20th Century Masters of Millennium Collection, The Best of Kiss. Metallica, The Black Album, Load and Reload. The Misfits, Static Age. Yeah. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Californication, A Day to Remember for Those Who Have a Heart, Common Courtesy, Rise Against, Siren Song of the Counterculture, Appeal to Reason, Endgame, U2, War, and The Joshua Tree, one of my favorite albums of all time. Then, last but not least, the Case Logic CD case, which has the Ramones, self-titled debut, Rocket to Russia, Never Set, Behind Every Door, Pantera, 1990 to 2000, a decade of domination, The Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Don't You Fake It, The Who, Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy, The Backstreet Boys, The Hits, Chapter 1, and Never Gone. Fuck you, The Backstreet Boys are amazing. Soundgarden, Telephantasm, Good Charlotte, The Chronicles of Life and Death, Paramore, Riot, Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue, Aerosmith, Big Ones, Arcade Fire, Funeral, Arctic Monkeys, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, Favorite Worst Nightmare, was my favorite album by them, Suckin' in Sea, and AM, The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, Stone Temple Pilots, High Rise EP featuring Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, Bad Religion, Recipe for Hate, Stranger Than Fiction, Coldplay, A Rush of Blood to the Head, Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends, Wheatus, self-titled debut, Incubus, Morning View, The Death Grips, Ex-Military, The Money Store, Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dreams, Slayer, Rain and Blood, Seasons of the Abyss, which is my favorite album by Slayer, and my favorite song by Slayer is Expendable Youth, Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory, The Pixies, Doolittle, and last but not least, All Time Low, Don't Panic. So that's pretty much it on my CD collection, guys. As I said in the beginning of the video, leave in the comments which albums you want me to review, which albums you want me to get, and which albums you want me to listen to, and which albums I should get on vinyl. So yeah, that's pretty much it. 3, 2, 1. I'm done. Subscribe. Goodbye.